Hi there.
How you doing?
Could you please state your name for the record?
My name Mike Dawson.
Mr. Dobster, can you please tell me a little about your past?
My past. What
Yes.
part of my past? You want me to go back to grade school, high school? What part of my past you want to know about?
No, I want to know about your past when you was doing all
The
the
street
robberies.
stuff?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My street life started at a young age. It was.
So how do
I think I had my first car theft, grand theft auto, you could say, at about 13.
13?
Drug selling start about 15.
So you telling me there was no mother in the picture, no role model? I mean,
Of course, your mother teaches you to do all the good things in life, but there's other outside influences, peers, television, other things that steer you the wrong direction, and I was steered in the wrong direction. And that's how life goes.
so you telling me you started when you was 13 years old?
Yes. And that was not intentional. It was actually, I'm not gonna say I stole the car on accident. But I was late coming home and I needed to get home quick because I had a curfew.
So that make you steal a car?
No, I seen a car with the keys in it, and
Okay.
I jumped in the car, crunk it up, and tried to get home because I didn't want to get in trouble. So that was my.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you got caught?
For that one, no, I actually didn't get caught for that.
Okay.
But see, that's the thing. I believe now the worst thing that could happen in life if you do a crime is to get away with it. Because if you get away with a crime, you're going to repeat that crime. Because you thinking you can get away with it.
So that would happen to you. So when you were 13 years old,
Yeah.
you stole a car. So that just made you want to do more criminal acts.
Well, I seen that I could get away with it.
Okay.
What else you want to know?
So what was your next crime?
Well, at 15, I started selling drugs because my stepfather put me out of the house.
At 15?
At 15 years old. Well, it wasn't beginning 15. It was the later part of 15, closer to 16. But I started selling drugs. Yes. And learning about the streets. You could say that is when I really stepped off the porch, as you could say.
Okay, but selling drugs to other people,
Well, I didn't look at it like that at that time. At that time, it was just like any store would do. You buy a product and you sell it. The people that you're selling it to coming willingly to buy it. So I didn't feel anything wrong at that time that it
You
was
didn't?
wrong. No, I didn't. A lot of drug dealers, they're not looking at it as wrong because they're paying their money to buy a product and selling it at a higher price.
So what if somebody was to smoke that? They OD'd, they died. Then what?
Back then, I felt that it wasn't my fault, it was their fault because it wouldn't have been on me because they would have got it from somewhere. I'm just telling you how I felt at that particular time.
Okay.
And I felt that if they wouldn't have got it from me, they were looking for it, and I was just a cog in that motor.
So you sold it to them?
Of course, I sold it to them, and I was trying to survive at a 15-year-old the streets.
Okay, so selling drugs led to something else, right?
Yes, because not everybody is made to be a drug dealer, and I was not a drug dealer. I'm not into sales. You have natural salesmen. they can sell a car, they can sell water to a well. They just natural salesmen. I'm not a natural salesman. I'm not. That wasn't my forte. I was a lousy drug dealer, as you could say.
Okay.
I think I gave away more drugs than I sold.
Damn. Okay, so let's talk about the robberies you done with your
Well,
friends.
that came later. When a drought came, it was a drought of drugs in the city. And I know a guy that he was actually paying me money to use my guns.
So how many guns did you have?
Oh man, I had a lot of guns.
So you telling me you're 15 years old and you had access to
No, I turned, this was when I was about 17. I had been selling drugs for a couple of years now. And I was around 17, 18 years old. And I had a lot of guns.
Okay, so what
My guns come from breaking into houses, buying guns from smokers, drug addicts, as you would say, and that is how I accumulated my gun. Now, this guy, he was coming to me, and he was paying me $200 a night to use my guns.
$200 a night to use your gun? So what was he doing with your gun? Did you
That's
know what he
what
was doing?
I did not have no idea at the beginning, but he kept coming back, and he kept renting out. I kept renting out my guns to him. So I was like,
So you look at $200 back then. So what year this was? Probably about 1990,
around 92.
92? Okay.
92.
So you look at $200 back then was like a lot of money for somebody to come and rent your gun. Not knowing what he's doing with the guns and what the outcome gonna be with the guns, nothing.
Right.
You rent the guns.
Yes.
Okay. So when did he tell you what he was doing with the gun?
I was curious, and I asked him, man, what you doing to be paying me $200 to rent my guns for?
Mm-hmm.
He said, man, I'm doing licks. I'm like, licks? What's licks? He said, man, I do robberies. He said, the $200 is nothing. I'm like, yeah? So he gave me the breakdown on how he actually did his crimes. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, I could do that. You know? So I actually took his plan and seen the loopholes in his plans.
Oh.
And I actually came up with my own plan, got me a little crew together.
So you said a little crew.
Yeah.
So what you mean by that? You had a couple guys went in with you?
Well, at first it was just me and a good friend of mine.
Okay.
And
So how many did you and your good friend do back then, just y'all?
I'm gonna tell you how many we did because it started in '93, and the statute of limitations have gone, so I can actually say it without getting in any trouble.
Be mindful of what you say now, okay?
Okay, we did about 20 robberies stemming from Fort Lauderdale all the way to Georgia. Yeah.
20?
20 at that particular time, yeah.
So this was just you. So this was just you and your little friend.
Right.
So when did the other come into the picture?
Well, the others, he had a friend that he wanted to bring on. I didn't particularly like the dude, but he kind of pushed the dude on to me. So after a month of him pushing, I said, all right.
So then you let this other guy in. So now it's 3 of y'all, then 2.
Yeah, but I told him one got to be a driver. My friend, he said he'll be the driver while I took his friend there to do the robbery. Well, when we got there, the guy chickened out. He said he was scared.
Oh, wow. I would have been scared too.
Well, so I told my friend to get the gun and the mask, ski mask, and we go in and we get away.
So the first one you all did with the other guy, y'all done the robbery and you got away.
And I ended up paying him. I paid him a couple of $100
To drive?
quote, getaway driver. But basically, I was paying him to keep his mouth shut, really, because he done knew too much, and I wasn't no bad guy. I wasn't trying to murder him or nothing.
What I'm trying to see, if you and your friend was doing the robberies, getting away with it, why would you bring a third party in?
Good question. I did not want to bring a third party in, or a fourth, or a fifth. But my friend, he...
Hold up. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Okay, first you started out with you and your friend.
Right.
Then y'all brought in a third party.
Right.
So what do you mean it was a fourth, fifth?
Well, it was his two brothers. One of his brothers just had got out of prison. And he wanted to put his brother on. So I allowed him to go on a robbery or two with me to get him on. Now I was cool with him and his other brother. I let him go on a couple of robberies. And I think that was the worst mistake I ever did. Because
that was too many people involved in that robbery.
And with people, they tend to brag and boast. And
True.
They let the wrong people know what was going on. And one of their friends called Crime Stoppers. Yeah, to get the money, because Crime Stoppers, the reward for the robberies was like at $10,000.
That was back then.
Right.
Back in 92. Okay.
No, it was 93.
Okay, 93.
Right.
So they called Crime Stoppers.
Yeah.
So therefore, you was up on the investigation, right?
Right. And it's rolling into 94.
So you was up on the investigation for about a year and a half or 2 years? Or
yeah,
what?
I had a whole year of robberies. And then up into 94, going up into the beginning of 94.
Okay. So when the friend called Crime Stoppers, they was watching you then, right?
Right. But I decided it's one robbery. This is my last robbery. I went in to do the robbery. When I went in to do the robbery, it was a lot of people in the parking lot. So I went around back, and we went into the spot from the back. So when we was in there, the phone rung while I was getting the money out the safe. I answered the phone. I said, hold on, and snatched the phone off the hook and throw it in the garbage can.
Not at the store.
Right. Not knowing that was the the feds, that was the federal government outside. They had them.
So they called in to the store.
Right,
Oh
because
wow.
somehow this guy that was calling Crime Stoppers, one of my co-defendants,
So you telling me what?
notified him that we was going to do this particular robbery. So he was really trying to get that money. So he told the people that we was going to do this robbery this particular night, and that was them in the parking lot. So we went in from the back while they was out. So I guess they seen a lot of movement, so and they knew we was inside the store, right? But I never did speak to them because I snatched the phone off from them. But I still didn't know that they was out front. So we get the money, go back out the back. They didn't know we came in from the back, but somehow they knew we was in the store. So when we drove around to the front from the back after taking the money, and cops was everywhere. Red lights, they was all in the front. So we stopped on the side of the building, and I told everybody to get down with the driver. My friend had him drive like it was only one person in the car, and we drove straight through the police, and we got away.
And y'all got away.
We got away.
Police in the front, and y'all went out the back door and got away.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
And when that happened, I knew somebody had
Was telling.
So I said, that's it. I'm through with it. We're not going to do no more robberies.
Okay, did you have a clue which one of the guys that was talking to the police?
My recollection, in my mind, all of them was.
Okay.
I was paranoid, and I didn't trust
Nobody.
neither one of them after that particular instance. I wouldn't trust either one of them. So, with that said, a couple of weeks after that robbery, we all get picked up. Right. We all get picked up and charged with robberies. Mind you, I was under investigation for over 22 robberies, but they only charged me with 3 robberies.
3.
And that was one of the co-defendants. He was only on 3 robberies. And
So did you figure out which one?
The one he
Was ratting?
The one he was in on, that's the ones we got charged with. Now the dude that did the call Crime Stoppers, he got paid for Crime Stoppers. That was a different dude altogether, but he did get paid from Crime Stoppers.
Okay.
But the guy who actually got us the charges, one of my co-defendants, he got a sweetheart deal. He got like 5 years in the state, while the rest of us got fair time. But all my co-defendants went to trial on me.
So you telling me that all the guys you was doing robbery with went to trial and testified against you?
Yes.
So therefore, they had no worked out deals with the DA.
Yes. One got 5, one got 6 years, one got 6.5, and one got 10 years, and I ended up with 65 years.
So you telling me out of 3 robberies, they gave you 65 years for 3 robberies because the co-defendant, all of them testified against you.
Yes.
Wow. So they looked at you as if you was the ringleader or something?
But in the feds, I'm gonna explain something to you. I wasn't charged with robbery though.
You wasn't charged with robbery. So what was you charged with?
I was charged under the RICO Act.
Okay.
If you would read my case, you would swear I was charged with extortion and affecting interstate commerce. Yes, it was like I extorted the places to give me their money through threats and intimidation.
So your case right now, you did not get charged with armed robbery.
The only armed robbery that the federal government has is bank robbery. Now, the other is affecting interstate commerce. Right.
Wow.
It's under the Hobbs Act.
That's why.
It's under the Hobbs Act, and it's basically a racketeering charge. What I was charged with, but they put mine up under extortion.
So you went to trial.
Yes.
They found you guilty.
Right.
And the judge sentenced you to 65 years.
No, he did not sentence me to 65 years. In court, he sentenced me to 780 months.
So 780 months.
Yes, I
is
was
65 years.
Yeah, I was in the courtroom trying to figure out what was 780 months. Yes, I was in the courtroom trying to figure out what was 780 months. My lawyer let me know that equated to 65 years.
65 years is really considered as a life sentence.
Yes. Most people has told me, the judge told me that. Basically, everybody told me that was equated to a life sentence.
So out those 65 years, how many did you do?
Well, let's see. It was a lot of years. My first prison was Leavenworth.
Leavenworth?
Yes, Leavenworth.
How many years you done in Leavenworth?
Leavenworth, Kansas, I did it 1 year. That was the year that the Million Man March.
Okay.
And after that year, I transferred to Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia?
Atlanta, Georgia. I ended up doing around 6 years in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, 7 years.
The reason being because I left Atlanta and came back to Atlanta. Yes. And Atlanta was the place I tried to escape from.
Wait a minute. So you telling me in Atlanta, Georgia, you done 6 years there,
Right.
and you tried to escape?
Yes, I had did 10 years altogether at that time. This was 2004. And I had in my heart that my time should have been a 10-year sentence for robbery. But in my state, I would only got 10 years for the robberies.
Okay.
So I felt like after 10 years, I paid my debt to society. So I had in my heart that I have paid my debt to society, and I was gonna
Escape.
I was gonna be like Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner. Give me freedom or give me death type of situation. Yeah, I felt like they was holding me hostage. Which that's what I told when I wasn't successful in escaping. It was an attempt to escape. And I was at the hospital. And the officers went outside in the hallway.
Okay.
I got out my handcuffs. I made it to the window.
So how was you able to get out your handcuffs?
Well, I learned how to jimmy the lock on handcuffs. It's real easy to take it from being locked if you know what you're doing. And I had practice.
Oh.
Yeah, so to make a long story short, I was on the third level floor, and I was looking down at the second story window, and then it was a drop from the second story roof to the ground, which I felt like that wasn't too big of a jump. I done jumped off houses, growing up. So jumping off a house, a one-story house isn't that far. So I felt like I could make it. But it was one of those old story windows, one of them old windows at the hospital.
So you couldn't get out.
I tried to get out. I actually got stuck in the window. Yes, I got stuck in the window.
So you guys.
I was stuck in the window for about 15 minutes. And the nurse came in and said, "Oh my gosh, y'all might want to come check on this young man." So the officers come in, and the officer was like, "Dustin, what you doing?" I said, "What it look like I'm doing, man? Help me up. I'm stuck." So they helped me back in the room, and they didn't, well, those officers, they didn't, I don't think they notified the people that happened, so I ended up going back to the prison. And I didn't get in any trouble, really, from that instance.
Okay.
But I did get charged with attempted escape for some handcuffs. They actually found some handcuffs in the wall of my cell. So
how did you get access to handcuffs?
I got access to handcuffs. Well, I had 3 cellies. Well, I had 2 cellies. It was 3 of us. And we went to raid. We came back. The officer left us in handcuffs.
Left y'all in handcuffs?
Yeah, we bammed on the wall, kicked the door, and they wouldn't come. So I got us out of handcuffs. I got myself out of handcuffs and got my cellies out of handcuffs and kept the handcuffs. So they charged me with possession of a locking device, and they charged me with attempted escape.
Because you had 3 sets of handcuffs.
Right. Now, the prosecutor, he was saying that, the prosecutor was saying that he said that he threw this case out 3 times.
So he kept bringing it back up.
Yes, he wanted to see what type of person I am when he came to see me. So he said, "You're not a bad person." He said, "If I had the type of time you have, they would have to pull me off the wall every day."
So you telling me that's what the prosecutor stated to you?
Yes, he said.
Wow.
He said, "Godspeed to you." And he bounced. He left. So with that said, the region came by, the prison region,
Okay.
for the feds, and they asked me the dumbest questions. The first one asked me, how much, he asked me, "Why'd you try to escape?" I told him, "I got 65 years. And then the captain asked me the dumbest question, because after he asked me that, the captain asked me, "Dawson, when you get out?" When I get out? I said, "I get out the first chance I get." I was joking, but I was dead serious too at the same time. But I stayed, they put me on max custody, and I stayed max custody for a while.
So what is maximum custody, and what is that?
In the feds, they put, you got classifications. You got low, medium, you got low, medium custody, you got high custody, and then you got max custody. mass custody is the most restricted custody. So I stayed in mass custody for the next 20 years after that.
20 years?
Just, well, close to I'd say 18 years. About 18.
So what was the consequence when you had tried to escape? So did they punish you?
Of course. I stayed in the hole for 2 years.
So you telling me you was in the hole 2 years where you can't see no light, no nothing, no
You can see light. You can see light.
no TV or anything?
No TV, no television, but you can see light. You got the chance to go to rec once a day for an hour.
So the only thing you can do is just sit in there and read books, read magazines.
Then you had radio. I had a radio. AM, FM radio.
So how big was that cell there you had to be in for 2 years?
Not that big of a room. A little bit bigger than the bathroom. A little bit bigger than the bathroom. Yeah.
And that was your punishment, 2 years in the hole.
Yeah, that's how they punish you. Oh, and they put you on restrictions, telephone restrictions. I was on a year restricted from using the telephone, a year restriction for using the commissary, a year restriction of visitation. So I couldn't see no one. No one couldn't visit me for a year.
Wow.
Yeah. And after that, I joined this program when I did get out the hole. It was called the Challenge Program. And I wasn't expecting too much from the program, but when I took the program, it was like a cognitive thinking program. And it helped me change my way of thinking.
Okay. So the program helped.
Right.
It was a positive influence on you.
Right. And it helped me see
Life a different way.
the thinking errors.
Okay.
It had a lot of quotes in there, like if you always did what you've always done, you're gonna always get what you always got. They point out different criminal thinking habits, how criminals think and how regular people think.
Okay.
And see, and I did so good in the program, and I took it to heart that I became a mentor in the program.
Okay, so the program worked out for you.
Oh yeah, because it helped me see that I could, in life, you don't have to resort to crime to live. You don't. Of course, in certain environments, in a hostile environment, a lot of people will adapt in a hostile environment and become hostile themselves. But you can choose not to become hostile. You can choose not to be a product of that society. But the best thing to do is to remove yourself from that environment and put yourself into a different environment. If you see that this, and that's what I choose to do. I choose not to be a part of a hostile environment. So I choose not to go on the streets right now. When I got out, I didn't go back to the streets. I didn't want to put myself back in that type of environment.
Okay.
Because that's a choice for you hanging out on the corners, for you to go, that's a choice. it's other environments to be in than that type of environment.
Okay. I'm quite sure you done everything what you can do to try to get out.
Yes, while I was still in, I filed appeal after appeal, and then
So they all was denied.
Obama came out. There was a bill that came out with Obama called the Second Chance Act, but it was a Republican that wrote it, but it was a Democrat that wrote it, and the Republicans denied it while Obama was in office.
Oh, I
But
wonder why.
But when Donald Trump got into office, Donald Trump, he signed it into law because he was a Republican and liked the bill. And the Republicans rolled with him, so he got it passed, the Second Chance Act. And that lowered my sentence.
Okay.
But he didn't make it retroactive. It took, I want to say it took close to 5 years after he signed it.
To make it retroactive.
And it's still not retroactive.
It's not.
No, they made it where you could ask your judge to have it applied to you. So it's all upon the judge whether your judge wanted to make it retroactive to you, whether it applies to you or not. So my judge seen that all the progress I made in prison, how the steps I took to change my life around, and decided to give me a second chance.
So is this the same judge that sentenced you to 65 years?
Yes, the same judge that sent me to 65 years.
The same judge signed to release you.
Yes.
Wow.
And it was 30 years later, I ended up doing a 30-year sentence. I was 22. You can say I was 22 going in, 52 going out.
30 years.
Yes, ma'am.
30 years of your life is gone.
30 years, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you're out, and I'm quite sure you're doing positive things. So tell me a little bit of the positive things, what you're doing.
Well, when I got out, before I got out, I got back in contact with my now wife. She was my girlfriend before I had went in, and before I got out, I had got in contact with her, and with her by my side, with that much time gone, you almost have to be led by the hand and shown the new advancements that have been made, because there's a lot of things in the world that's changed over the last 30 years. So and she helped me with that. Her and my mother, she helped me a lot too also. And that helped me get into the swing of things, where I was able to start a lawn company and a pressure washer company. So now I pressure wash houses. I do yard work, and I have worked on cars. I don't have my own mechanic shop, but I do a little car work.
Okay.
But I have my license I have my license in HVAC. I have a that I got in prison. I got an HVAC license, but
So you took up multiple trades while you was incarcerated.
right, I did take up multiple trades while I was incarcerated. Right now, I like working for myself. I feel like working for myself makes me a better man because my well-being depends on me, and it makes me strive harder to go out and make it happen. Anything else you want to ask me, Mel? I know it's been a lot, but is there anything else you want to ask me before we end this interview?
Not off hands. My heart goes out to you.
I appreciate that.
And your family. Because you've been through a lot in 30 years. I can only imagine what you've been through. But at the same time, God seen you through.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to end this interview right now. But I appreciate y'all for watching. And make sure you like and subscribe my YouTube channel. I'm trying to do the right thing in life. So y'all like and subscribe my channel.